So welcome everyone. I am Jasmine Rose, known as the Kundalini Priestess. I know some of you very intimately, and there's also some new faces in here. So I'm really happy to officially meet you and get to connect together this evening. We are so blessed to be in this space. And yeah, some of you in here have already been part of the facilitator training to become a facilitator for Kundalini activation. Maybe some of you are also familiar in here with the modality. And we all get to be in this field of love together today. And I would like to invite you to take a moment to just close your eyes and take a deep breath and feel into this field of love that is here, surrounding us. Maybe you can perceive the rose grid that surrounds us and creates this bubble of unconditional love that we get to be in. Feeling into this field of love, of connection. Love is connection. So grounding in to this knowing that you belong here in this room and on this earth, that you are chosen, and grounding into the remembrance that you came here for a reason. I see you in the room. I see you here. I see you now. Take a moment to ground yourself into the original core of the earth. We are all here. The acupuncturists, the herbal witches, the oracles, the light workers, the torch bearer. We are all here together. We all feel the current shift in the collective and know that we were born for this. We were born for these times. We were born to be here right now, carrying this frequency. And this space is for you this evening. And by you showing up here, it tells me that you're already listening to the pulse of your soul. Yeah, so I want to acknowledge your presence and honor your time, honor your energy and its value. So thank you for being here. And I hope that you know that this is not about being perfect. It's really about being present. And in this presence, what you'll receive today in this WAYSHOWER Masterclass is tools and some codes to carry with you. Yeah. So we'll begin soon with the prayer, one of the most powerful ancient technologies that I know. And then it will be followed by a transmission, and we'll get to discuss what it means to be a wayshower, what it means to be an energetic leadership, and we'll also touch on Kundalini as the frequency of truth and how to embody it. So this is a space of trust and truth. Yeah. I love to say there are only two rules in this space. One is tell the truth, and two is own your power. Yeah? We all agree to these rules. So I will be inviting your participation in the chat during our time together. And we are here now together, so let's make the most of it by bringing all of our presence forth. Yeah? And also, I'll be giving away a private Kundalini activation online ceremony to one of you on this live call. And all you have to do is to share your takeaway from this masterclass on your Instagram story and tag me. And then I'll be choosing a winner in the next 48 hours. I really look forward to this ceremony with one of you. Yeah, so I invite you now to intentionally light a candle if you haven't already. And as you begin to do that, lighting that sacred flame, connect with what has brought you here today. Yeah, and as you light up this flame of remembrance, let yourself anchor into this space and tune into why you're here. Yeah. So we'll take a deep breath together in through the nose and out through the nose. And let us rub the hands together to create some prana in the hand, in the body, in the field. And with this prana, we'll be washing our field from the head to behind the spine with a waterfall of golden light 3 times, syncing it with our breath. Yeah. So inhale, bring the hands above head. See this waterfall of light falling behind you and all over you as you cleanse your field. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, feel this waterfall of light wash over you, cleansing you and clearing your field. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Then tracing a big circle with the hands, arms up, tracing the edge of your aura with your hands. Inhale. And exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands in prayer at the heart. Thumbs to the heart. Feeling this heartbeat and letting your eyes close if that feels good. And feel the divine through your breath. This gift that we received at birth that's flowing in through us and all around us. And create space in your heart intentionally now. Seeing this space where your thumbs are, soften and expand. Opening up yourself to the frequency of prayer. Offering a prayer into this space. Dear Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, thank you for filling the room in the way that you know how, with your presence. I pray into the paths of everyone present here. May we surrender to your divine guidance. May we keep awakening the truth within each of us and opening up our hearts to become more and more intimate with you with every single breath. May we be vessels of your love and act from a place of humility and grace. I ask that you guide us to speak with clarity, to lead with compassion, and to walk in alignment with your will. Dear God, may your will be our will. May we trust that as we open our hearts to you, we are so protected and so guided with every single step we take. May we remember who we truly are. We trust you, Holy Spirit, to show us the way, to show us how we can be way showers and to fill us with the courage to walk this path, to walk this way. Hmm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And so it is. Amen. Mm. Taking a moment to offer your own prayer into the space from the heart. And I love to invite you to share in the chat what brought you here today. Why are you here on this call? Why are you here on this planet? However you want to answer this question. Expansion, evolution, effortless abundance. Yes, eso. So expand as the light leader, an embodiment of sacred feminine. Yes. The mother just told me to follow the thread. Yes, I am listening. You are listening. We are listening deeply. I love that. So keep sharing why you're here if you feel to grow, to learn, to connect with God. Yes, that's why we're here. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. I am here to connect cosmic expansion in devotion to the earth, in balance, in joy, with a blossoming heart, in delicious pleasure. Yes, Jenna. Thank you for offering that to the space. Yum. Beautiful. So, what is even a way shower? What does that mean? Yeah, I'm curious. Who are the way showers in this room? Raise your hand if you identify as a way shower. Yeah, I see you. I see you. We are way showers. And I'm curious, what does being a way shower mean to you? If there's a keyword you want to put in the chat, I'd love to hear. And then I'll share what I think is the way shower, what I feel, what I know is the way shower. Courage with the heart, cur meaning heart. I love that. Yes, showing the way requires a lot of courage. Thank you for that. Being weird. Yes, absolutely. Following what the heart says. Yes. Truth, courage, integrity. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, what is a way shower? Or maybe what, yeah, a leader. Yes, we'll get to the distinction between a leader and a way shower and how we can be in energetic leadership as a way shower. And if you're here, you probably love the subtleties. So we'll talk about the distinction in the subtleties today. So what is a way shower? It's not someone with all the answers. It's not someone who seeks fame, validation, or recognition. It's not really someone who seeks at all, right? So I used to believe that in order to be valuable, I needed to be a team leader, right? So I studied management when I was younger, and I thought that if I wasn't guiding a group or holding a supervision title, directing others, then my worth and my impact were diminished I was so focused on trying to lead and manage that I really lost sight of what it really means to serve and embody the truth. So one day I really came into the realization that leadership is not about being in control of other people or in control at all, really. It's about being in resonance. Yeah. It's not about titles, it's not about identities. It's about being deeply aligned with God's will and allowing that divine flow to guide and direct, not from the ego, but from the heart. And when I stopped trying to lead through this masculine force or this pressure, and instead focus on being in alignment with God's frequency, then my life, my leadership, my purpose transformed. And now I know that when I resonate with God's presence, I naturally become a way shower for others. Yeah. And that energetic leadership is the embodiment of truth. Yeah. And truth, when I say the embodiment of truth, truth is the unchanging. It's what is eternal. It's what never truly dies. Yeah, it's that part of us that doesn't die, even when the physical body does. Yeah, and when we become the frequency of truth, then others get to tune into that. And that's what makes a way shower, being the embodiment of that frequency of truth. So, what makes a way shower, right? Let's just break it down. There's a couple things that we could do or be to embody that. And welcome, Marie. So, first, divine surrender, right? A way shower really surrendered their personal will to God's will. And that requires a lot of courage indeed, because it's asking us to completely relinquish everything that we've ever thought that we were, or that we were going to be, or that we were going to create, right? It's like, at one point, hopefully, I do not want anything that God does not want for me. Simply. That is what makes me happiest, is when I am in God's will. Yeah. And so really energetic leadership is not about being liked, right? That's why it requires courage. It's about being in service to something bigger. Yeah. Energetic leadership begins where the ego ends. That's a good one. And so, what else makes a way shower? Leading by example, right? So, leaders go first. Yeah, that's a good one to remember in a lot of settings. If you want to identify as a leader or embody the leader, leaders go first. And a way shower is someone who is willing to walk first. Yeah. Also, faith and trust, but radical faith and trust. Trusting in divine guidance and inspiring others to do the same. What that means is radical trust does not dwell in suffering very long, right? So we may observe the mind thinking, this shouldn't be happening. Why is this happening to me? Or however the mind shows up in the ego. And yet we can be aware of that suffering and we don't dwell in it. We don't give into the belief that what is happening is not supposed to be happening, because if it's happening, it's because it's supposed to be happening in perfect alignment in God's plan. And to trust deeply that God always wants what's best for us and will always orchestrate for this. And we can't see the full picture when we're inside of it. And that's the best part. Yeah. Another thing that makes a way shower is pleasing God. And just notice how that lands within you and where it resonates. And so you really cannot please others and please God at the same time. That is not possible. But when we please God, it may please others. But there's a distinction here. When we're making Source and God our biggest boss, right? Our most important leader, then we can surrender into really serving selflessly by serving God's instructions for us. It's the highest way that we can serve. And for this, we must really listen deeply and cultivate a relationship with God, with Source, not as a religion, but as a relationship of intimacy from the heart, so that we can hear and speak out loud to each other, to be in communion, to be in communication with another. Yeah, so that there is a channel, right? And just like our best friend, the more we get to know each other, the more familiar we'll get. We'll be able to recognize each other's presence and the voice and the way it speaks. What else makes the way shower? It's to embody love and compassion. Yeah? It can sound nice, except when we're in the middle of a situation. And we can hear the voice of judgment in our head. That I can hear that voice still. Very humbly, I will admit that. And what embodying love and compassion is to, in these moments, ask God, please help me see this situation through your eyes. Help me see what I cannot see. And then ask myself, what would love do in this moment? What will love do? And a very simple example that I can share of my life today. It was early and I wanted to make myself a delicious cacao in the communal kitchen, and yet I didn't feel ready in my energy yet to be in the presence of others. And I could feel that in my energy and in myself. And when I got to the kitchen and all of the people were there, I really asked myself, what would love do? And like notice this tendency that we have as humans to like not really acknowledge each other and just be in our own, wanting to be in our own energy. And it's like in that moment, I made a choice to embody this frequency of love and to make eye contact with them and to do what love would do. Yeah. Also forgiveness. Right? So a way shower helps others heal through the transformative power of forgiveness. That is also why we work with forgiveness a lot. I have Kundalini yoga for forgiveness that I share with you. And also, forgiveness doesn't mean that what you did, if you're forgiving yourself, or what someone else did to you, if you're forgiving someone else, was okay. It doesn't mean that it was acceptable. It just means that we, as way showers, as humans, are letting go of the burden of resentment. We forgive for us so we can be lighter. And so we cannot carry the weight in our baggage, right? Just like a bag we carry over our shoulder, we can take it off our shoulder and down and have more room, more energetic space for pure presence within our being, because that baggage is taking up a lot of mental, mind, energetic space within us. So we do this for us, so we have more presence, energy available for what is here in this now and what is important. And so I'd love to get into the difference between a leader and a way shower, and I'd be curious to hear from you what you think the difference is between a leader and a way shower.
I'll share.
Yeah.
Because it was actually interesting. I was thinking that as you were talking about like, a leader leading and a wayshower walking, I was like, oh, what is the difference? But like for me, if I close my eyes like and I hear the word, like wayshower for me feels like a guide, like almost like someone that's willing to hold my hand through it. And I feel like a leader is a little more like, right, like that, like giving directions almost. So it's like they're letting you know the way, but it's more of like, hey, do this, do that. And I feel like a way shower is more of someone who's like brings you into like their heart space and is like, let me show you, like, let's walk this. So for me, that's what it felt like as I was listening to you and feeling into it. And I was like, yeah, I think I like way shower. I think I like that word better than leader, but yeah, that's my take on it.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I really had to sit with that one for a moment. And I was having fun asking people around me also, what is the difference? And one person I asked also shared like the example of Neo in The Matrix, if everyone's familiar with that movie. Yeah. And how Neo was the way shower, as in, do you want the red pill or the blue pill? And then I will help you whichever one you choose. Versus yeah, just leading um people into the mission. And so that is like the image that I also see is the leader is like an excursion guide, is like leading in the front and showing, like paving the way for people. And the way shower is at the entrance in the beginning of the journey, having walked it before and just kind of embodying this feeling of completion, of wholeness, right? Of I have completed the hike. I am happy with or without it, and directing people where to go. And so these are just examples, but really what I see is that the leader leads from structure, from vision and direction, just like you shared. And often leaders guide people towards a goal, right? Using strategy, motivation, and influence. And it's often about mobilizing others, making decisions, managing systems. And it comes from a desire to create change externally through an action. Yeah, so it comes from a desire to create change externally through action, persuasion sometimes, and personal will. It feels like a masculine archetype and a way shower feminine archetype. Yeah. Yep. As in the leader is in the doing, and the way shower is being, right? So it's two different polarities, masculine, feminine. Action, surrender. And so the way shower leads through embodiment, through frequency, through example. They don't tell people where to go, they become the way by walking it, by being it. It's more like a living transmission. It's someone who awakens others simply by their presence. Isn't that wonderful that by our embodied presence, we can already make such a big impact? And through our devotion to truth, we guide others, not by leading them, but by being so attuned to source and the God frequency that people get to remember their own soul, their own truth, their own path. And so in the context of Kundalini activation ceremony, facilitation, or any facilitation really, that you may already offer, a leader performs a ceremony and a way shower becomes the ceremony. It's a very subtle difference. Yeah? It's their energy, their presence, their devotion, really inviting people into the awakening and the remembrance. So a way shower carries codes, not steps. And they don't just teach and act, they transmit through being it. They don't just hold space, they become the living temple. It's a transmission that is alive. The living temple. And as the body is the feminine church for God, Christ to live into. That's one way that you could see it. And so I would love to invite an energy activation for us right now to make space in our body, make space in our feminine church for Christ, for God to live and to be within. And so welcoming movement into your body in the form of little shaking, subtle shaking coming from the hips up. And we're just gonna bring our fists from closed to open and flick water off our fingers. Yeah? So anything that we're clinging onto from our hands, we're flicking it off. Yeah. Really feel the energetics of what you're flicking off. Beautiful. And now you can stand up, you can stay seated, but we're going to invite some shaking. Call it the Shakti shaking to activate the Shakti, the divine feminine energy within us. So you can have your arms up, shake, let it shake. If you're standing, your heels can go up and down. You can let out any sound that feels good for you. Making space in the body. This is a great way to activate Shakti. She loves the chaos. She loves the movement. She is the movement. So shake with purpose of activating aliveness within the body, letting your whole being vibrate with life. And as you shake here, notice how you are releasing your way. The way of the ego. That is what we're shaking off, not my way. My way does not work. And I don't know the way. Not my will, but your will be done, God. Give it all away. Anything that's from your way. Keep shaking. Let the frequency rise in you. Let yourself be the way. Just 5 more seconds. Shake it out. And come to stillness, standing or seated. Close your eyes and simply allow space for awareness to expand, for the subtleties to reveal themselves, to allow space for silence. Deeply listening. If you're still standing, you can come to seated. And we'll join the index finger to the thumb and Gyan Mudra, 3 other fingers together, palms facing up, resting on the thighs. Rebirth breath, inhaling through the mouth, puckered lips, all the way to the summit of the breath, and exhaling passively through the mouth without effort, making the inhale equal to the exhale, closing the eyes, gaze at the third eye, and begin at your own rhythm, choosing your pace. Letting this be a meditation between you and the divine, between you and the sacred breath that moves within you, without you. And as we breathe in, let us call in the divine guidance to any specific inquiry we may be carrying with us today, or simply having the intention to receive what we need to receive. And making this communion with the earth energy as we inhale through the mouth, touching the cosmos at the summit of our breath and exhaling the air back to the earth, creating this relationship with her. Deepening the intimacy with her. And with each breath, feel yourself being reborn in the fullness of your truth. Keep breathing as you declare within, I welcome divine insight. What guidance do I need to receive in this moment? With this next breath, inhale all the way up. Inhale a little bit more and hold as you engage the low belly, navel, and bring the attention to the third eye. Suspend the breath. Hold. Find stillness in the whole. Hold. Hold a little longer than you think you can. And when you are ready, through the nose, slowly exhale. And just be you. Inviting this inquiry. Where have I been hiding my light? And who would I be if I trusted my power completely? Invite a nourishing breath in through the nose. And slow breath out through the nose, pushing the breath out a little bit longer, a little bit more than you would normally. I'd love to invite us into some mantras that we get to repeat together if it resonates with you. So I'll say it out loud once, and then you can say it out loud in your own space, feeling every single word, every frequency of the words. Declaring together, I release the stories that keep me small. I release the stories that keep me small. I release the need to be perfect. I release the need to be perfect. I release the fear of making mistakes. I release the fear of not being enough. I release the fear of being seen. I release the hate of being seen. I am enough. I am more than enough. I trust my fire and I trust my calling. I accept that I don't know the way and I trust the way. I am a way shower. I walk in truth and I lead in love. I surrender to what I came here to become. And so it is. Take a moment to feel that in your body, in your field, how it's moving your cells. Oh, it's moving particles around you through the sound and the vibration of your voice. You can stay in this internal introspective place if you wish, or slowly flick your eyes open. Up to you. When we talk about our power comes from God being within us. It's not a power from the personal will. Yes, we need that power sometimes. But the true power comes from God being within you. You, me, we are being a vessel for God's work. The way shower is to be God's handiwork. We are God's handiwork. Hopefully, we get to become instruments for the highest source to use us. Who's ready to be God's handiwork? Raise your hand. Nice. So if that feels good, inviting you to say out loud, I am ready to be used for something bigger. Yes. And this is what we teach in the Kundalini Activation Facilitator path. It's not just how to lead, but how to be led by truth. And who makes the best leader? It's the best follower. And that is where we source our power within the original source that we get to follow. We are led by truth. Also, we are not just moving energy, we become it. Yeah, so I would love to share about Kundalini as the truth frequency. If you have never thought about it before, Kundalini isn't just energy. Who's familiar with Kundalini? If you've been in the program, you probably are. Amazing. So Kundalini is the force of truth itself. It's the divine current that runs through your being, connecting you to the very essence of who you are and to the heartbeat of creation. And when we activate our Kundalini, we're not just awakening energy, we're awakening truth. It's a frequency so powerful that it transcends all illusion, all fear, and all limitations. And when Kundalini, this primal energy of creation, the life force that resides within us at the base of our spine, this sacred current that connects us to the divine, when it activates, it rises up through the chakras, through the energy centers, and it unravels and reveals our deepest truths. Kundalini is the voice of God within you. Have you ever thought of it like that? Kundalini is the voice of God within you. It is the truth that will set you free. It's guiding you beyond the fears, beyond the doubts, and into our highest potential with a bigger capacity to handle this potential energy, right? This potential energy of creation. And one thing that's important to ask is, how do I discern God's voice from other voices in my head, right? I'd be curious to hear from you how you make that distinction on a daily basis. What I can share with you is God's voice always feels like love. That is how you know. It's not a voice that will put you down, criticize you, create fear in you. God's voice may change tones. It has different flavors, but it will always feel like love. Yeah. And so this body that we get to have, this church, is a vessel of remembrance through which Kundalini can flow through it. It's an instrument of communication with the divine. It's this inner dance, right? That's what Kundalini activation also is called sometimes, of communication. And as Kundalini rises, the body becomes a vessel through which divine truth is channeled through the central channel, the Shushumna, yeah? And when we begin to activate this energy, the body remembers its divine origin and can return to the original state of balance and alignment. And every cell in our being begins to resonate with the frequency of truth, with the vibration of truth, which means all that is not truth will dispel and fall away. And that, my friends, is the hard part about Kundalini awakening. It's when we are clinging to what wants to fall away, to what is not vibrating at the frequency of truth anymore. Yeah. Yeah. And we must, it's a process, right? Kundalini awakening. And another thing that I want to say is we are not God. Just demystifying this concept that we may have heard or believe. We are not separate from God, and God is within us, but we are not God. God is the creator. There's creator, creation, and creatures, and all its creatures that we love. It's a trinity. And so we are not separate from God. We are the vessel through which divine energy flows. And it's really important for us as way showers, light workers to know this, that we are a vessel for God, right? And to let the ego out of the way. We are not God. God is within us, and through that is our power. Slight distinction here. And so your body, your breath, your heart, all of it becomes a channel for the truth that is both within and around you, right? God is both within and around us. In a way, similar to prana, life force energy, right? It's flowing within us, but it's also a pulse of creation all around us. And the frequency of truth is the highest leadership. And the truth doesn't need to prove itself, manipulate, or convince anyone. Have you ever noticed that? Truth doesn't need to prove itself, it simply is. And those who come in contact with that energy, they feel it. We feel the truth. It's an energy, it's a frequency that draws other in towards us. Like the light with the bugs. Bright light will attract others in. And our role as way showers is to embody this frequency so fully that it guides others simply through your presence. Your presence is one of the most important things that you can work on. And so people are drawn to the frequency of truth, not because you tell them what to do, but because you live it. And the higher the frequency of truth you hold, the more powerful and magnetic your energetic leadership becomes. The frequency of truth is the highest power. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need to scream it. We don't need to scream the truth. It just resonates with a quiet certainty. Yeah, I know you feel that. And this truth is not subjective. It's the truth of the soul. It's the divine blueprint encoded within you since the beginning of time. And the more we allow the Kundalini to rise within us, the clearer the truth becomes. The clearer our vessel becomes. And we begin to see beyond the surface of things and into the heart of what is real. And this truth is really life altering. It's completely reality shattering at times. This truth will not be found on the outside. It's already within us. And we are simply remembering it, turning the light of remembrance on. Is there anyone who would like to share, ask something, maybe share about an insight you received during the breath work? I'd love to hear from you.
I'll share. So I've been in an interesting space with some health things lately. And so when when we started seated, like I felt tingling in my hands, but then when we got up and moved, it was like I could feel this almost like a burst of like energy, but it was like coming like out from my feet and out through my fingers. So usually when I feel like that, it's like, oh, from the heart up, but this time it was the whole like it was like a whole burst. So I did feel that. And then even when we sat down, I was like, holy shit, like I could feel my heart beating in my chest. Like I'm a pretty active person. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I just had a little bit of workout and now I'm out of breath. It was like I could feel the energy moving and I could feel my heart like really thumping in my chest. And I was like, oh my, I am alive. Like that's what it felt like. Like I am alive. So it was a good feeling because I've been in a lot of pain lately. So it was like to feel something other than pain just felt really beautiful. And like I was like, oh, I deserve this. So that was great and beautiful to feel. So thank you.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, Marie. You are alive. And I like to perceive pain as an invitation for prayer. So I don't know if you practice that daily for yourself, but just planting that seed here. Amazing. If you want to share in the chat as well, you're welcome.
I'll share quickly.
Mhm.
Actually, this Saturday I am facilitating her Sacred Rebirth Women's Retreat. And when you said rebirthing breath, I was just there and I could feel it and I could feel holding space for the women and just being really present with that. So I was feeling a lot of inspiration for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I would love to share. I just felt a huge softening in my being. I actually used to be a literal, the name of my job was trip leader. And I would take people on hikes and on bike rides. And it was a beautiful job. And I feel like I still hold that energy and that, like, this is how we're doing it. This is where we're going in my being. That fiery, like you were saying, like making all the plans and always thinking 10 steps ahead. And I've been going about my business still in that way. And it's like I've been launching these offerings, and like I'm just not having a lot of people sign up. And it's been frustrating because I'm like, what is happening? I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm creating these systems, I'm the leader of this program. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. I'm just really grateful to like really receive this new way of showing up. And I just love that what you said, you're like, leaders create the ceremony and way showers are the ceremony. That like really, really landed in my being. So thank you. And I just feel like I feel the Kundalini like calling and like wanting to activate even more. So this is like a really big calling and realization and like reprogramming, like deep, deep, deep in my being. So thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. Miracles. Miracle is a perception shift, hey? So it can happen in an instant. Just shifting how we perceive things from illusion to love, just in a moment. And we can be someone else's miracle at any time because God will use other people to deliver miracles to you. And sometimes, if you are open to being an instrument, then God will use you to deliver other people miracles. Is there anything else that wants to be shared?
Thank you. I would just like to really say thank you for your time and your energy and for you sharing your wisdom and your light and your giggles. I love your giggles. So you like brought me back to like YTT. I was like, oh my gosh, I miss her so much. But yes, thank you for just being you. And yeah, just want to say that.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being you in the most real way of the truth. I have so much love for each and every one of you. And so if you are feeling this Kundalini, this truth wanting to rise within you, and it stirred this, it opened up something for you. Something clicked. There's a little whisper. It's a whisper and then it becomes really loud. Like when it's a calling for you, you can't really ignore it. That's why it's so amazing because your soul knows when it's calling. And so I would love to make an invitation for you to join the facilitator training, right? This soul initiation. I know some of you have been on the edge for a moment, just waiting for the divine timing. And so, yeah, there are many, actually a few facilitator trainings coming up that I'm really excited to share with you. We just ended the one in Costa Rica. Some of you in here were there. It was such a transformational experience. I actually would love to hear from you, Andrea and Maud, if you want to share about your experience in Costa Rica.
Well, for me, it was very transformative. Really, like I feel like I was reborn in this training, and this is all I want to do now. Like I really want to. I really feel like this is my purpose, but really it was so amazing this training. Like everything that happened there was so magic and so empowering and so beautiful to share with all these beautiful souls and to be part of this group of beautiful women. So it was, yeah, it was amazing. I really recommend anyone who's thinking about doing this uh, training because really it's very, very transformative and it's just life changing. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, for sharing spontaneously like that. Appreciate you.
Yes, it was a powerful experience. As Andrea said, like really blah. Really a lot of transformation for me, a lot of emotion that were released as well. It's a powerful way of like, as you said, Jasmine, like I feel it's coming from the heart. So it was super like it's hard for me to find some word to say. Like even people like at home didn't recognize me when I get back when I come back in Montreal. So it was really like it's like I was another person coming back home, really more open, like heart open, and yeah, it was a amazing experience. Thank you for all also the transmission, Jasmine, from your heart. Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Maud. It's true. You look different. You feel different. You're just anew. Thank you so much
Yes.
for sharing. Yeah, and so we have one coming up in Hawaii. So it's very guided, the locations and the date for me. It's just the divine says this is where it's going to be, when it's going to be. And so May 5th to 12th in Hawaii. Beautiful power places, but like really fire. Pele, if you know her, she's the goddess of Hawaii, of the volcano of the fire. And she's really asking us to step fully into our power, as it is time to unleash just like our full power right now on earth. And when we do this work in these places on the grid, it also affects other people and other places on the grid, because it's all connected in the mycelium of this earth. And so really coming together, doing this work in sisterhood with a tribe of healers, a community that really won't let you be who you're not. Like, that's what's so cool about us coming together, is we just have to own who we are when we come together. And yeah, there's another one coming up in Sedona at the end of July, and also in Colorado in October, with the autumn leaves falling in the beautiful national park. Also one in French coming up in November in Montreal, Canada area. And so, yeah, if this is something that really calls you, then please go ahead and message me. We're already in contact. I'll send you the application link. I want to read all about you. I want to get to know you deeper. And yeah, just know that once in the field together, always in the field together. And so I make myself available for anything you'd like to share also from now on. It was not an official Kundalini activation ceremony, but it was a transmission of this frequency. And so we're about to close this transmission, and with a blessing and a remembrance for you that you are the miracle, and this is just the beginning. May you know that you are the miracle, and may you carry this mantra with you. I remember as often as possible. It is measured that as humans, we can only remember for 1 minute at the time, and then we get to forget again in the Maya and the illusion. And so I remember as a mantra is a good one to carry, to bring us back to our heart, to bring us back to love. And so, my dears, may your path be clear, may your flame be bright, and may the miracle that you are be seen, embodied, and shared with the world. I love you, I love you, I love you. Bless your evenings. Until next time.